evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Indywood Education Excellence Award 2021 Kerala chapter. With the pandemic still raging, going back to the previous ways seems impossible. Last year gave a huge blow to our economy, forcing and urging people to upskill and reskill themselves to ensure that they are equipped to meet future challenges. New online resources and platforms have been discovered to keep students engaged. New innovative strategies are being implemented. STEM education has now come into the foreview. This consideration of how technology is changing the way we can teach and learn has led to the emergence of a new pedagogy, which intends to offer new angles and resources to readers and inspire new approaches. Every education institute in the country has now introduced training programs and courses in emerging technologies that will be in demand in the coming years. But one skill which shall be demanded the most will be the willingness to learn and upskill according to the need of the hour. Today, for our panel discussion, we shall not only talk about the education in digital era, but how it is being implemented in education institutions, keeping in mind the newly introduced National Education Policy 2020, which aims to offer students skills that not just educate, but empower them in true sense. To discuss more on the topic Education in Digital Era, Learning Transformation in Perspective to NEP 2020, let me call upon stage our speakers. First, I would like to invite Dr. Stanley George, Director, Kerala Institute of Cooperative Management. With over 13 years of academic experience and 8 years of managerial experience, including 4 years in international marketing at Anglo-French Drugs and Industries Limited, Bangalore, Dr. Stanley George is a PhD holder for MS University, Tirunelveli in management. Dr. Stanley also serves as member board of management, Jan Sangsan Siksan, Pattanamthitta, and non-executive director at Mizo 18, a digital marketing company. Sir, please. Next, I would like to call upon stage Dr. K.A. Vargheese, founder, Oral Software Solutions Private Limited, on stage. With over 23 years of teaching experience, Dr. K.J. Vargheese holds PhD in English language, teaching through information communication technology. He is a member, Board of Studies, Community College, St. Mary's College, Thrissur, Faculty of Languages, University of Languages, PG Board of Studies, English Language and Literature, St. Joseph's College, Irinjalakuda, and visiting faculty at many reputed institutions. His core areas of interest include career guidance, teacher training, MI, and NLP. Sir, please join us. Now, I would like to invite Dr. M.R. Thampan, Secretary, Isa Vishwavidyalayam, on stage. Dr. M.R. Thampan is the former Director of State Institute of Languages, Kerala Bhasha Institute, and the former Director of the State Institute of Encyclopedic Publications, Government of Kerala. He serves on numerous social, cultural, educational boards. Dr. Thampan is the General Secretary of Priyadarshini Publications and former Chairman of Ashan Samskaram Nidhi. A prolific writer, Dr. Thampan is also the author of 24 books and hundreds of articles. Sir, please join us. Now I request Dr. Sohan Roy, founder of Indywood and CEO and founder chairman of Aries Group, to join the distinguished panel on stage. Regarded as one of the most influential personalities in the Middle East, he has a glittering record of achievements with a rare combination of experience from maritime, visual media, and Hollywood. He is the director of Hollywood venture Dam 999, founder director of Concept Individual, the USD 10 billion project, author of Anukavyam, and concept creator of Ephism. Besides being a renowned entrepreneur, he is also a motivational speaker and has published over 6 international papers. So please join us. Now, I would like to invite our moderator, Dr. Ajith Shankar, on stage to kickstart the panel discussion. A seasoned professional and an empathetic consultant or teacher, Dr. Ajith Shankar has his credit around 20 years of experience in organizational behavior and HR. He is a PhD holder in International Social Work for Bharatiya University, first rank gold medalist in MSW from Malaya College, and third rank holder in Psychology degree from University of Kerala. Dr. Ajith also serves as Director of Cox Academy and Research Center and serves as the Director of Sustain Life Foundation and HR Advisor of Iram Scientific Solutions and is the inventor of e-toilets in India. Sir, I request you to please take over the dais.
Excuse me before starting it. Don't worry, because of the government protocols, we are asking for all of these things. This hall is 100% COVID free. We invented the world's first COVID or the virus-free equipment. It's an air mask. It is installed in this hall. So 99.9% certification we got. That means no COVID can exist here. So it's absolutely safe, but we need to respect the government protocols. That's all.
Thank you, sir. So, a warm good afternoon to the respected panelists, all the dignitaries here, and all those who are watching through online. I'm extremely thrilled and happy to moderate this panel discussion as part of this Indywood Education Excellence Award 2021. And today's theme for this panel discussion is Education in Digital Era, Learning Transformation in Perspective of New Education Policy 2020. So, before I go to the panelists, all the they have wonderful views because they build their institution by spending many years. So I would like to set the context of the discussion before we go to the panelists, because this NEP 2020 is not the first national education policy. We have several previous education policies in India. The first national education policy was presented in the year 1968 by the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, based on the Kothari Commission report. And that particular policy was focused on national integration and increased economic development. Then after 18 years, there was a second national education policy in the year 1986, announced by then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. And it was focused on equality in education, primarily for educating women and backward class communities. Then we had to wait for a long 34 years to have the third national education policy, which was published in the year 2020 by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, that is known as the New Education Policy 2020. And when we talk about this New Education Policy 2020, NEP 2020 focus on innovation, research, efficiency, and holistic development with the aid of technology. And one more thing is that this NEP 2020, which is announced at the time of a digital revolution. We heard about various revolutions. The first industrial revolution, which focused on these factories and steam engines. The second industrial revolution focused on electricity, petrol, diesel. The third one focused on telecommunications, communications, and computers and electronics. But this one, the fourth industrial revolution, which is mainly based on internet and data. At that time, now we are launching this New Education Policy 2020. The unforeseen change in the form of COVID-19 expedited our countries and states' progress as a digitally driven knowledge society at this time. So through digital transformation, we are transforming from a physical education system to a phygital education system. So as a result, the earlier policies were focused on accessing education, but this one is definitely focusing on reforms and transformation. So definitely, I would like to get the expert opinions of all the panel members, the vision, the expectations, and opinions of Sohan Roy sir. It is needed. Before I go to the questions to Sohan sir, I'd like to throw a question to other three panel members by asking one common question. If time permits, we'll have a couple of views from the audience too, because we have very less time for this panel discussion. So kindly be brief as possible. Okay. The first question that I'd like to ask to Thampan sir. I will start with Thampan sir. What is the impact of NEP 2020 in this digital era to the students? What are your expectations? To start as an overview.
In the NEP 2020, much importance has given for the digital education. Actually, we are witnessing the computer revolution. It has its impact in all the sphere of life, not only in education. In commerce, it changed into e-commerce. As Dr. Sohan Roy explained here, the content can be translated at a time into 100 languages. Fortunately, our Malayalam is also, mother tongue is also included in the Unicode system. So we will also get that facility of this machine translation. So we can't ignore the change of age, the change of the time. We have to accept it. We can't live in an isolated island. We have to accept the reality there is no hindrance for the students because they can easily acquainted with this digital technology. Only the people above 60 are computer illiterate. So there is no problem for acquainting with this technology for students. But of course, whenever we introduce a new program, a new system, there will be some problems, some hindrances, especially the financial problems. The students from poor family, they can't afford this laptop and iPad and even the costly mobile phones. That's the one of the problems. Then there is the net problems also. In certain places, there is no net availability. We can solve these problems, and we have to accept the reality. We have to cope with the change of technology. Thank you.
So we have to move with optimism, adapting to this new technology. Okay.
I
Sir,
fully agree with this change.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay. Vargheese, sir, what is your view on that?
Good afternoon. And I must congratulate at the outset, I must congratulate Dr. Sohan Roy for this great venture because this is the right time, or it's high time that we discussed all these things. So NEP, as I see it, as an educator, it's a big leap, I should say, from maybe from Takshashila to Ivy League universities. Such a big leap. It has a lot of, in fact, ideas, which our students, especially, they are digital natives. Our students are digital natives. And as Professor said, yeah, of course, maybe people, those who are a bit aged can be called digital immigrants. But our students are digital natives, and it's high time that we introduced all this. And in my view, see, all educational agencies, whether it is UGC, NAC, or NCRT, CRT, ICT, everyone was trying for this digital transformation of education. But in fact, COVID has done it. The quick digital transformation of education has been, in fact, accelerated by COVID. So in a way, it's a kind of, we are passing through trying times, difficult times, but maybe for educators and for students, it is in fact a blessing in a disguise. Because so many, we are so many who are a bit reluctant. See, in all walks of life, we are benefiting from the use of technology. Right, but of course the education side was a bit reluctant, and I represent Oral Techno Solutions, and we have almost 3,000 installations here and in different countries. But they were a bit kind of reluctant from the educators or the teachers side. But things have changed now, because everyone knows now the benefits of this digital transformation of education. At the same time, of course, we have country with a digital divide. So naturally, we'll have to overcome all those petty digital problems and technological glitches. But once we overcome that, and we are in the process of that. So naturally, this is going to be, and according to NEP, they often promote this digital transformation of education. Not only that, see, especially in the colleges, it has been already announced a 60-40. See, 40% will be from through digital education, and 60 maybe face-to-face. But at the same time, this 40%, let me tell you, see, when we address, I think all our educators here, so naturally everyone knows the Bloom's taxonomy. What we were doing, in fact, in the classroom, see, we were addressing just the cognitive levels. The lower cognitive levels like remembering and understanding. And the higher cognitive levels to a certain extent was neglected. I don't know whether the educators here will be agreeing with us, but in a way we were neglecting it because it was supposed to happen outside the classroom. But now, see, we have the concept of blended learning. We have the concept of flipped classroom, where we can have online, because now everyone is used to it.
Yes.
So naturally, we teachers will teach them online, and the lower cognitive levels like remembering and understanding can be what you call given to them.
Yes.
And when we meet our students face to face, especially in the new normal, in the post-COVID era, naturally, we can interact with them more instead of I mean, catering to their understanding and remembering level, we can go to the higher levels of. So that may be, I think, to a certain extent, one of the advantages, one of the benefits, one of the gifts of this particular period, and this is going to stay. Of course, and I would like to tell you that we are moving from brick to click universities.
I would like to come back on that maybe after some time related to the blunder.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. The same question, if I ask Stanley, sir, you are representing a higher education, representing an MBA college as the director. So what will be your view on that?
See, now, obviously, we are passing through a very difficult time of COVID. And I think, personally, the new education policy, NEP 2020, this is the best time. It was a gift for the government of India and the entire educators to implement this particular policy, because this is offering a complete transformation of teaching and learning process as such. It is not only learning, definitely the teaching also. Here the major difference what I see is the entire process is getting more student-centered.
Absolutely.
From teacher-centered, there is a transformation happening to student-centered. Definitely, a country like ours, it is highly populous. I think second to China, maybe a couple of years we may overtake China also. We boast that we have around 60 or 70% youth in our total population. But there is a huge responsibility for us to make this youth productive and contributing for the nation building. As Dr. Roy was, his great effort and dream, I was really appreciating the way they have presented the things. Because the entire education sector, not only the education sector, the entire community, the society has a huge responsibility to train our students, because the transition has started much earlier. As sir, what you can say, the Ajith Sankar sir was telling, we have passed through many revolutions: industrial revolution, knowledge revolution, information revolution, knowledge revolution. Now we are reaching to a place that is creative revolution. Our society is getting transformed into a creative society where the creative people only can grow and flourish.
Thanks. I would like to ask one more question, because sorry to interrupt. You mentioned about the student-centric, the new education policy is based on student-centric. We are talking about reintroducing these 4-year programs in graduation, and also there is a diligent assessment system is also on the way. So can you add some more points on that particular point?
Definitely. The student-centric means the student, it is a holistic and integrated, learner-centered system what we are offering them. And as I told, to become creative, you need to have more focus on the student. Students should get a higher role. So now that is what the government is trying, I think, with the new education policy from the year 3 onwards. That means a child, it is not that we are focusing them only on their, when they become really graduates or postgraduates. The focus must be there from childhood onwards. That is I think it's an excellent policy as far as I'm concerned. From the age of 3 onwards, what you can say, the foundational stage is there, then the preparatory stage is there, then the middle stage is there, then the secondary stage is there. That is the 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 has been proposed by the government. It is an excellent move. As far as I am concerned, I believe in the creativity that must be enhanced. It is not just remembering and reproducing what you listen to a teacher. Now the teacher's role is getting lesser and lesser, more of a kind of facilitator.
Fine.
So here now, as you have asked me, that 4 year of degree programs, earlier it was 3, and that is the flexibility is offered here, the great flexibility. Those who are really interested in this subjects can learn 4 years, or those who are just require a diploma, you can learn 1 year of degree and discontinue, you will get a diploma. And the second, you will, so 2 years you may be getting a higher diploma, and the third year you will be getting a degree. So that it definitely a student, again the entire learning is going to, they are going to offer more and more kind of specializations, I believe. So it is, as an educator, I feel thrilled. I think maybe after 10 years only it may be in its complete form, but it is a great opportunity to train our talents, our youth, and make them contributing. I would like to just add one more thing. In China, now the age group of 50s, they have contributed, or they have built China from poverty to middle class income group. That is the contribution. They were the major percentage of their population at that time. For last 30 years, now they have reached 50s.
Right.
And now we have an age group of, what you can say, youth. They are at 14 or 15. After 20, they are contributing to the 60% of our population. And after 30 years, they must build our nation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That is what this NEP is focusing on. So this is what I have to.
Thank you, sir. I would like to ask one more question to Thampan, sir. This NEP emphasizes school teachers to be at the center of fundamental reforms. So, as a secretary of a particular school, you're managing the entire administration. Do you see any challenges? Along with that, any opportunities?
In our school, Vishwavidyalaya, the relationship of school to teacher and student is entirely different. For example, the students, primary school students, call their teacher this Guruma, because the Guru is the embodiment of knowledge with the love of a mother. In the ancient time, there is a relationship with the students and Guru and Shishya, because the Guru considered the Shishyas as their children, and the Shishya considered the Guru as their parents. And we are trying to revive that relationship, at least in our school, because there is a in our education system, they were asked from the Kothari Commission reports onwards, there is student-centric education and teacher-centric education. According to my opinion, instead of student-centric and this teacher-centric education, both the student and the teacher have equal participation in education. Because as told by this McLuhan, because of this computer revolution, our world is changing into a global village. So we have to accept that reality. We have to accept that change.
So instead of specifically saying a student-centric or a teacher-centric, we need to have partnerships, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. One quick question. The pace of technology adoption is expected to accelerate. So what are the further changes that we expect? Maybe quickly, if you can add on to that.
Okay. It's moving in a very fast pace. And naturally, we are now thinking of what they call AI-driven, artificial intelligence-driven systems. And we have now LMS, learning management systems, where we have, I think, it's all centrally controlled now. Okay, even the office automation, the admissions. Now everything is going online. So naturally, when it is supported by this AI-driven outcome, naturally it is going to create big leaps in our education system. And it is going to see another important aspect is lifelong learning. Okay, the way of going to school or colleges for a very long time and spending time, of course, initially that happens, and naturally then that can shift to a kind of remote learning, where all this system can be very effectively, and the students can be lifelong learners. Instead of, it's a changing paradigm that's happening. The earlier concept was we learn maybe till 20 years, then work for another, maybe till 60 years, and then leisure. But now I think we have a kind of a blended one. Okay, at the time we learn, we enjoy, and we engage in works. The same thing, it continues. So a kind of lifelong learning is possible with all this, what I call, especially now we are in Industrial 4.0. Naturally, Industrial 5.0, these kind of what you call systems will accelerate our education process. And one more change, what we often think of is, the roles of teachers and also the students will change. See, of course, it's now we are in a way facilitators, but naturally we will become, or the teachers will become, and I am also from the higher education sector. Naturally, we will, in a way, will be coaches. Now we are often, what do you call, dwelling on the thinking domain when we speak of a teacher.
Yes.
But naturally, we need to be coaches. I mean, from teaching to coaching.
Yes.
Gradually, collaborators.
Yeah.
Networking. So natural, and on the other side, I know when the students are listening to it, students will have also a lot of responsibilities will have to be shifted to students too. From the now a kind of spoon feeding, or they are sitting in the classroom, we are addressing them. From all students, change will have. They will have, then naturally they will become self-motivated, self-directed, and self-regulated students.
Right.
So that's a big change that we envision. I think the same thing is envisioned by NEP too.
Yes. So we are focusing on the long term instead of a short term.
Yeah, long term.
Yes,
This time
yes.
anyway, it's a kind of long term planning,
Yes.
because often short term plannings doesn't work also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sohan sir, I have a couple of questions to you. One question is, skill gaps definitely continue to be high in the coming years. At the same time, there will be new jobs, new skills across the various domains will come in. So, in your vision, what should be the focus of our schools and higher education institutions for ensuring this holistic development and efficiency of students? What are your vision and opinion?
See, certain facts and reality you people should accept. Because in next 10 years, almost 80% of the existing jobs in the world will be vanished or completely changed because of the introduction of the artificial intelligence. One of the major hits will be on the education side. No more existing teachers will exist. You should accept. No one will just come to the class and with a chalk piece and write on the blackboard. That is going to be vanished in 10 years. Believe me, this is going to happen. Because the contents are, because you know about the Byju's app is a basic concept. But tomorrow, there are apps are going to come where Amitabh Bachchan will be taking class. The normal teachers will be responsibility to clear the interactive doubt grains or something. When Amitabh Bachchan is taking a quiz competition, conducting a quiz competition, people are getting attracted. That is the power of the stars actually.
Yes.
So this kind of the industry is going to adapt this system because industry wants to make more profit out of that. So they want more students. When a content is created, then Newton's laws. When Amir Khan is teaching, students will naturally go for that one. They don't need a normal teacher. But what the student require is mentors actually. In the school, in the classroom, 50 students are there, 50 different characters. You have to accept that one. Don't try to make all these 50 people to one direction. These 50 should go to 50 directions. You need to, as a mentor, it is your responsibility to identify their passion, their talent, their career design. You need to have separate syllabus for different students to select their, because they are going to land in a different industry. Their career should be designed accordingly. This is going to happen in the next 10 years. Most probably the teachers will be like you. Industrial psychology will be a major part of training to become a teacher actually. You should understand the human psychology first to guide them to the right direction. This is what exactly happens. Requires for us, I am representing the industry, we need such people. Unfortunately, we are not getting such people. One or two examples I can tell you. I interviewed a BTech student, electrical engineering graduate. Asked many questions for the industry, not even a single answer came. Ultimately, I asked, in your home, a fuse wire you need to install. I am giving you a thick wire and thin wire. Which one you will use? I got the wrong answer. After 4 years of electrical engineering, this is the answer I am getting. Yesterday, a student came, our office inauguration was there, one BTech student came, a mechanical engineer, he finished, and one supply or something there, he is going to clear it. So I just asked, what is the practical application of A plus B the whole square? He said, A square, B square, plus B square, 2AB and other things. I said, my friend, what is the practical application? No answer. Then I said, what is the 1001 square? What is it? I gave a clue. He could not, and he said, I need a paper and pen. then what is the use of, he spent how many years? Almost 16 years, not 16, including his LKG, UKG, 18 years he already spent. If he cannot give the practical application, why he spent time, why the teacher spent the time? Everyone, it's an absolute waste of time. But the same student, I am 100% sure that in 6 months, we have a training package, in 6 months, he will be the best for the industry. So if we can do it, why? Because it is not, we are running the industry for some other purpose, not for the training for the students. But we are forced to train them, otherwise they will be a burden for us. So that is why industry is, that's why we are making sure that the Billionaires Club vision is to make sure that this concept should be changed. Because if the education industry is not changing accordingly, we need to introduce our own system. Because nowadays the COVID has taught the students how to learn themselves. So we will be creating contents like this to make sure that they can design their career. We will create online mentors. If the teacher is not good, the student will go for a better mentor. This is what is going to happen. So for Indywood, okay, anyway, this Project Indywood will make sure that every school is given a guideline how to do it. If you don't want to follow it, it is your loss only. But I'm 100% sure that the people like you who really, because why you are here, you are the best among the others. So it is your responsibility. You are the brand ambassadors. Pass the message to others, because time is running away. We don't have time to waste, because if you are not changing it, the world is going to change. No one will wait for that one. So because if a teacher fails, the entire classroom is going to be wasted. You are killing the career of so many students. You are killing the future of the nation actually. Because the destiny is decided by our karma, and the karma can be designed. 90% what you design for tomorrow will happen. That is our because in FSM, we all proved that every day we plan something. We have 5-year plan, 10-year plan, like that. So every day when we plan, in my personal experience, 95% normally, my average is 95%. Like that, the average, we make sure that 90% what you plan for tomorrow will be finished. This is what we train the people. So that means our destiny can be designed. So that is our karma. Our karma makes it happen. So our destiny can be designed. That is what we believe.
So in summary, so what you are saying is, sir, there should be more industry academy relationship.
Yeah, there is you have to accept the fact that there is a gap between academics and industry.
Yeah.
That gap is to be filled completely.
Yeah.
For example, I told you, I was taught by Germans. All my professors, they worked 15 years in the industry and they came. They know the exact requirement of the industry.
Yes,
they
yes.
were teaching us those things. That's why still because naval artists are trained from many places nowadays. But the students trained by those people are completely different, because their vision is different. The way they approach everything is different actually.
Yes, yes. And also teachers should change as mentors.
Yeah.
That is
Mentors,
another-
they should change as the mentors. They should identify the potential of the 50 students in the class. They need to guide them how to move ahead further. Let them, because the students nowadays know that looking at the laptop, they can learn the content by themselves.
Yes.
There are so many beautiful contents, because not every teacher is born as a good presenter.
Yes.
Nowadays, if you can have a B.Ed with if some money you pay to the management, you become a teacher. This is not like that. Teachers should have that teaching talent. Only 1 out of 100 or 2 out of 100 got that real talent. We need such kind of people. Otherwise, we will go for the superstars.
Yes.
They know how to present it very beautifully, because they got the talent. In our company, I will give you the best example, because for every 10%, we need one superior. That means a manager. They are the future managers. That means we normally call first a supervisor, then assistant manager, like that. But this leaders and followers, how we can identify who is a leader, who is a follower?
Yes.
So we cannot just conduct 10 minutes of interview and find out he is a leader or follower.
Yeah.
But for us, the easiest way is we go to a institute. First, we call who is the cricket team captain. Today, we have almost 80 cricket team captains. They are all managers.
Oh, great.
Because they got we don't care about their degree. I have never ever seen the degree certificates or mark sheets. But these cricket team players, many people, they have back papers and other things. We don't care. They have the leadership skill. They know, they got that analytical mind. They know the situation handling, the sportsman spirit. Their behavior is different. The communication is better. The team building is proper. This is what the industry requires actually.
Yes.
Because if we get a person like that, in 6 months, we make sure that what is required for the industry, it can be trained. Because 80% what they learn from the academics is not required for the industry.
Yes.
And 80% required for the industry is not taught this.
That gap should be filled.
That gap should be filled. So for that, there is no other option. There should be a day-to-day interaction with industries. Because if we are linked to certain organization, we make sure that we send our people, we take them classes. Because for us, we create the content, and we just send it. We don't need to personally go there.
Yes.
In our training center, I took the classes 7 years back. That made because naval architecture content never changes. Every day, the basics are same. So if I take one class, that is enough for the future also.
Absolutely.
But the training should be given in other way to change the characters. This is what the future training the students expect from the teachers. Not daily coming and teaching the same thing. Because we need only one physics content for the entire world.
Yes.
Only thing is it should be made to different mother tongues.
Yes.
As a support format.
Sir, as the time is running away and we need to conclude, I will ask one more question.
Yeah.
We have institutional leaders and administrators who are gathered here. What is the one strategic change that they need to make according to you?
No, basically, it is the attitude change, because don't think that we are academic leaders, we know everything. No. The final thing is your products are going to industry. Understand the industry, make sure that your frequency match with the industry frequency. This is what is missing, because academicians, they travel in a different way, industry is traveling in a different way. We are really the scapegoats actually, because end of the day, we need human resource, and we are getting blank, just like blank sheets. We need the rightly filled forms. We need.
Yes. So it's almost the time is over, so we need to conclude. So the general opinion is that the NEP 2020 will actually transform our learning climate according to the needs of the globe. I will say that. So when the educational community as well as the work community are eagerly looking forward to the implementation of this NEP 2020, our students who comes out of the campus should be able to focus on work, family, friends as well as health. They should work according within the allotted hours. They should work efficiently, and they should invest time for their family and friends. At the same time, they need to give priority to their health to ensure a peak performance with their mind, body, and soul, isn't it? So there is a famous Polo Coelho quote is there: "Not all storms are there to destroy. Some storms may clear the path." I may say that this COVID-19 is actually going to clear the path and transform our learning environment. So I thank all the eminent panelists for their wonderful views. I thank all the dignitaries for listening to it patiently. That concludes this panel discussion. Thank you very much. God bless you.